Hi everyone, my name is Steve Rampton. I'm a professional caricature artist, and I'm going to talk to you today on this video about portraits versus caricature, what makes caricatures so unique as an art form, and what makes them so fun to draw. So the first example I'm going to show you, this is a portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The only reason we know what he looked like is because of painted portraits such as this. They didn't have photography yet during President Washington's life. So we had to rely on portraits like this. Now, the goal when you're painting a realistic portrait is obviously to mirror reality as much as you can. So you want to make sure that you mimic skin tone, expressions, proportions, things like that to try to make the image look as realistic as possible. Now, a caricature, on the other hand, you still want to capture the likeness, but you're taking features that they have and you're exaggerating them. So, for example, this is a caricature that I drew of George Washington. I actually based it on this painting. And now, immediately you can see where in the portrait, we got the head shape here. It's pretty, pretty realistic head shape with the eyes right in the middle of the head, just like, humans in reality have. In the caricature that I drew, I elongated the face and I moved the eyes way up here. So halfway would be about here. I moved him up to accentuate the bottom half of his face where most of the action is going on. And I'll talk about that in a later video. But I also elongated the nose and pushed out the lips and everything. So there's no way that you're going to mistake the caricature for a real person, but you can still hopefully tell who it is because I've tried to capture his essence. Now, there's a couple of different ways that you can caricature, so I'm going to talk about those now. This is a photograph of me, actually. I do recommend, if you are a caricature artist, that you draw yourself. Try to do both realistic portraits as best you can, but also practice doing different styles of caricature on yourself. You are well acquainted with your own face, and you're always available to yourself. So you make your own best model for drawing. Now, I've drawn myself in a couple of different styles to show you. So this first style is kind of my standard cartoon caricature style, where just like with the Washington one, I kind of elongated the head, and I wanted to accentuate the beard and the lips. I have big lips. I have kind of squinty eyes, so I wanted to show that in the caricature. And I really like bands and band T-shirts, so I drew myself instead of wearing the button down, I drew myself wearing a band T-shirt. The next style that I want to show you, it's kind of like those Funko Pops where they have kind of generic looking features like the eyes, nose, ears, body shape, head shape. That's all standard, and then the only reason you know that it's the person is because of certain features. Like, for example, here I have the beard and the blonde hair, and then once again the band T-shirt. And then the third option that I drew is I took the exaggeration way far, and I call this my roast caricature, where I just was trying to push it pretty far. Again, though, I drew the bottom of my face kind of big because it kind of protrudes a little bit, and I just wanted to exaggerate that. I got a wide space between my nose and mouth, so I wanted to show that here. You can't really see my lip in this photo, but I do have pronounced lips, so I wanted to include that once again. And the eyes, I made them even squintier in this one. So hopefully this will show you there are several ways that you can draw a caricature. There's no correct way, and just play with it and see what style you like. That's what makes caricatures so unique, is you can see a caricature, you can see many different caricatures of many different people, and they'll all look very different, but you'll know who it is if the caricature is a successful one. So that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next one.